Hi, my name is Sam Burleson. I'm a co-pastor at Covenant Community Church here in Asheville, North Carolina. As I think about the long-term needs for a community like Asheville, which will be very different from some of the other rural areas in our western North Carolina mountains, I think specifically about the way that our infrastructure has crumbled. Some of the things that may not be as readily apparent is that the entire Asheville water system has collapsed in the midst of this storm. And that collapse will have long-term implications for every sector of life. There's a lot of creativity happening every day. There's a lot of glimpses of hope happening every day. There's going to be that persistent need for us to fill in the gaps while the infrastructure is rebuilt and while we continue to trudge through. Food insecurity is going to be a real thing in the months to come as we look forward and think about all the needs that we have. As I think about the role that we will play in helping with the food insecurity issues here in Montgomery County, I recognize that there are lots of larger organizations that focus on this all the time, places like Manna Food Bank. But I also recognize that Manna Food Bank has faced another catastrophic fallout on the backside of the flood where they lost their main warehouse and they're looking to rebuild. And so it's important that outside organizations who don't normally specialize in food insecurity take time in this season to allow other organizations like that to rebuild. And so that's why we want to stick with this long term. The other part that we see ourselves playing is being a place that can, in fact, store items where other local congregations and smaller communities cannot. And so as we press through this, we'll create some space where we can continue to be a storehouse to receive and a clearinghouse where we can get it out to those communities that need it. And so as we press through this together, we will both be kind of a buffer for the larger places that need to be rebuilt and need to bring that they offer back to our community, and will also be kind of a centering space where other churches and smaller communities who just don't have the physical space to hold food or hold other essential items, we can do that for them until the time where they need it and we can get it over to them.
Hi, I'm Erin Burleson. I'm one of the pastors here at Covenant Community Church in Asheville, and we have been really fortunate for the last 18 days or since whenever the storm came to be busy about maximizing and stewarding our property and our building. We've got pallet after pallet after pallet of water that remains stacked and available to the public day and night. Anytime they're on their property, they can just drive through and get what they need. We have got some smaller piles of firewood that was sourced from somewhere. And so now that the weather is getting cold, people have been able to pull up and just grab a fair amount of firewood as they need it. Farther down on our property, we had somebody offer to send pods to store things that we were running out of room to store. The things like generators, the things for displaced families, the kind of hand warmers and the items that not every truck brings. Today we had one of the more unique offerings. A truck pulled up with big bales of hay and said, can we leave this here? Because we have property that's not being used, we were like, of course we can. So we're gonna post that through our social media feeds because somebody will come and want that particular item.
My name is Vanessa, and this has been such a blessing. I actually live in a small acre that has about 6 homes in them, and 5 out of the 6 are elderly, so I'm actually doing the run for everybody with my mom, and this place has just been so giving, so helping. The fact that this place is so willing to just keep giving anytime you come in has really impacted my life and the lives of the other people that I help.